Sorry. Are you right? Yes, I'm right.
It's nice that it's busy.
Yeah, it's great.
These people love it.
Just have
Okay, all right. Thanks very much for coming today. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge the Gadigal people, the original custodians of the land, and pay respect to the elders, both past and present. This is our usual annual sort of end-of-year group exhibition. We call it Summer Sojourn. And I remember 8 years ago, we have the exhibition under the same name, Summer Sojourn, and we had Dr. John Yu open the exhibition for us back then. So I thought it'd be nice to have an 8-year reunion, you know, and there's a lot of artists in here. I hope I won't miss anybody, but I'm just gonna point out those that I can see, so you can have a chat with them afterwards. And this is all the work in here. I'll just start off from where I can see here first. Tony Costa, if you can put up your hand. So, hey. Tony Costa.
Hi, Tony.
What's his name?
Pat Chevington. Pat Chevington. Chico Monks, who's standing right in front of his work.
beautiful.
Not a model.
Juno James, that's her work over there.
Wonderful.
And Tina McCarthy, her work is in there with a video. Jackie Balessa, Claudia Chancellor. Who else is here? Andrew Tompkins at the back. Paul Corner, the tall one at the door. I think Kay Mahoney in front of her, in front of him. Graham Q over there. Right? That's Graham's work behind me. Anybody in here? Where's Mona? Oh, that's Mona. She's right here, in the hallway. There must be others. Have I missed anybody? Who's that? Oh, Desmond Ma. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, I think put your hand together for all the others because it's fantastic work they've done. So, coming back to John. John is one of those role models that I always look up to. He's a medical specialist, and in his early life, before he decided to retire, he was the CEO of the Children's Westmead Children's Hospital, and he's very much into art. So, he's also the former Chancellor at New South Wales University. But because of his passion and interest of art, he's got a very good collection of Asian art. More recently, there's exhibitions like in New South Wales Art Gallery. A lot of his work are actually on exhibition there. But he also used to chair Vis Asia, the board at New South Wales Art Gallery. So I only became a member of Vis Asia when John was the chair at the time. And so I think he's done so much for not just the Australian community, but also for the Chinese community. So raised profile for all of us to follow. So so it's a huge honor for us to have Dr. John Yu to open this exhibition. So I'd like you all to put your hands together.
Thank you very much, Simon. I'm afraid my voice doesn't carry very well, but if you can't hear me, wave your arm and I'll try to shout it louder. It was really unexpected that Simon would ask me to come back 8 years later. But it's interesting because those 8 years have been a really interesting 8 years. Not only in art and in the appreciation of art in Sydney and in Australia, but in the whole marketing of art. And I think as far as art's concerned, one of the big changes has been where people buy their art. And earlier on, one went to galleries like Simon's and bought your art. And more people now in the secondary art market will go to auction houses. And there is no inhibition in ordinary people putting their hand up and bidding. And I think that's very much changed the way we tend to look at art. It's also made people very conscious of prices. I think much more so than when you bought from a gallery. And we all had our favourite galleries, we all trusted the director of the gallery, and were often guided in the development of our tastes by that director. And I think it's sad because when you think back of it, when I first started my interest in art, the really big galleries at the time were Macquarie Gallery, Grosvenor, then later on people like Dennis Saville, a whole lot of them, I don't want to mention their names, but they've either disappeared or very much changed in the way they function. And when you looked at the big auction houses, when Christie's and Sotheby's really were Christie's and Sotheby's, and Bonhams was only just starting, you wouldn't have expected them to mount their own exhibitions of their own house artists in the way the Moss Green does now. Marketing, I suspect, very successfully, or they wouldn't continue doing it. So that things have changed. I think what is interesting about Simon is that he's survived.
Yes! Go Simon!
He's actually spread out and done things in other places. And when you look at his artists, they're a very varied group, from artists at the beginning of their career to artists who are very well established and who seem to be able to continue to survive practicing art. Now, I know that probably means that most of you have to do other things besides your art, pay your bills. But I don't think that's any different to the way it always was as far as art's concerned. I'm saying art, ordinary practicing artists, has never been well recognised and well remunerated. And I think it is important that when you look at the show today, we notice that most of them are of modest size. And without being critical of any of you, the artists who think they can paint things 200 centimetres by 500 centimetres are really having themselves on. Because most of us live in quite modest circumstances and we can't hang them. Even the biggest art in this exhibition, if I were to hang it on my wall, I'd probably have to take 1 or 2 or 3 other paintings down and hang it. But I think Simon's been very successful in holding prices at a level where people can continue to buy. And I hope you'll continue to support Simon and his group of artists, because I think without people like Simon, how are younger artists going to start and how a more established artist going to survive? We will always need the honest gallery owner who has a good eye but is fair and is prepared to support up and coming young people. And so for all those reasons, I'm delighted to be here this afternoon. I'm delighted to open this show, and I hope we're all still around long enough for the 16th anniversary. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll get John to come back for the 18th anniversary. That's a good Chinese number.
In a wheelchair or something.
Yeah, that's good. So continue to enjoy the show. If you want to support the artists, you should come and see me. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, we should get all the artists to come and have photo tickets.
Yes.
All the artists. Yeah.
Artists,
Will you do one on the? Will you do one?